We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At InfoWars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com. No survival chest is complete without Silver Bullet. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Silver Bullet. The month of February is all about Valentine's Day. Big heart-shaped boxes filled with delicious candy. What if we, the Patriots, hijacked Valentine's Day and instead made it about human liberty and individual empowerment? I'm all about human potential. I'm all about the individual being empowered. The establishment is the opposite. That's why they spike our water with fluoride and GMO, estrogen mimickers, and the rest of the garbage. InfoWars is striking back in the month of February with Human Empowerment Month. How we can come together and win the human race. And to celebrate the kickoff of Human Empowerment Month, we're slashing prices on InfoWarsLife.com products like Super Male and Super Female Vitality. The sale is only running for the month, 20% off, and there's a lot of other powerful specials at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWarsLife.com, celebrating human potential in the month of February. Visit InfoWarsLife.com to find this special and many others in the month of February. Again, InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139.
What disaster is so powerful, it unleashes a chain of mass pandemics, economic meltdowns, and violent food riots, all at the same time? NASA has already set the countdown timer, and right now the 21st century apocalypse is less than 13 months away. Former CIA Director James Woolsey says 2/3 of U.S. population could perish. In a matter of seconds, the world as we know it will cease to exist. The world's economy will be wiped out. Mass riots will follow. Ancient diseases will reemerge. How will you shield yourself and your loved ones from this upcoming apocalypse? Go to darkestdays.info to find out proven methods of protecting yourself, your loved ones, and even your entire community when this worst-case scenario unravels. That's darkestdays.info. darkestdays.info. Go there before this life-saving information becomes unavailable to the large public. Go to darkestdays.info now.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
It's the time of the season.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host, and we're taking your phone calls. The number is 800-259-9231. We're going to go back to Peter in Washington in just a moment. He wanted to make a point about Smedley Butler, I think, about the coup that he said that Smedley Butler reported was going to happen. Of course, Smedley Butler was a Marine general who spoke out quite eloquently about the military-industrial complex, about how he felt he had been misused by the military-industrial complex, by the United Fruit Company, for example. He said, I wasn't fighting for the freedom of America. I was fighting all these wars and conflicts I've been involved in for the United Fruit Company. So we're going to go back to Peter in Washington real quickly before we do this hour. The Alex Jones Show is brought to you by the products we sell at InfoWarsLife.com. We have several specials in the month of February. We've got a kind of a Valentine's special, a super male and super female vitality for the month of February, 20% off. Also, you'll find 15% off ProPure water filters. And if you buy 2 Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine, you'll get one of our new product, Ancient Defense, for free. That's buy 2 Survival Shield X2, get 1 Ancient Defense for free. You'll find all that at InfoWarsLife.com. Let's go back to Peter in Washington. Peter, sorry we got to the break. You were just building up to the point you wanted to make about history, about Smedley Butler's claims about the patriarch of the Bush family being involved in a coup. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't like the Bushes, but I don't believe in liars and communists getting away with anything. The claim that was made was that these men were going to finance an army of 500,000 bonus marchers to go and overthrow Roosevelt. And that was ridiculed widely for good reason. First of all, these smart men, either knew, believed, or suspected that the bonus marchers was a communist organization. And at that time, the communists did hate Mussolini. Secondly, FDR, he was probably plotting war against Hitler, but not a Mussolini. In fact, FDR's first program, the NRA, the National Recovery Act, was openly modeled off of fascist principles. In 1934, Mussolini was an enemy of Hitler. When the first time the Austrian Nazis attempted to overthrow that government there, he sent his army to the border in support of the existing Austrian government.
Well, I agree with you. I think there's a lot of different ways that these things have been used, and of course, communism itself was set up by bankers. They sent Lenin on a train to start his revolution. They put him on a train from Switzerland with $10 million in gold sealed in there. He was sent on his way by the head of the German central bank, and of course that guy's brother was working to establish the Federal Reserve at the same time in the United States. So we shouldn't be captured by these different ideologies, and I'm not a communist either. I was very sympathetic to the bonus marchers. I still feel that when the government tells veterans that they're going to give them something, they need to make good on those promises, and I think they had a legitimate beef. Smedley Butler was speaking to them. I've seen the clips of him speaking to them. I think it was absolutely an outrage that they would betray these people. I think Smedley Butler realized that he had been betrayed multiple times. I don't know what he felt about economics. I think a lot of people will look at the abuses of large corporations and banks and take that to an incorrect extreme and say the problem is capitalism. No, the problem isn't capitalism. It's not free markets. The problem is corporatism. The problem is governments that are captured by corporations and used by corporations. And so I think a lot of people misdiagnose the solution to it, but they just, that's possibly what happened there. Appreciate that, Peter in Washington. Let's go to Karen in Texas. Karen, go ahead.
Hi, David. This is about vaccines. I just wanted to make people aware of that there's a bill in Congress. It's House Resolution 117. It was introduced last week by Representative Adam Schiff from California, and it's now in committee. But the title of it is Recognizing the Importance of Vaccinations and Immunizations in the United States.
What a surprise that would come from somebody in California, where they don't respect individual freedom in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, go ahead. That's H.R. 117 that's been introduced?
Yes, last week, a week ago. Mm-hmm. And a couple things in there that people can go read it themselves on the Internet, but it's to affirm that vaccines save lives and are essential to public health, economic, and national security.
Yeah, economic security of pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, the danger of that, Karen, is that they're going to put this in and say, well, we agree that vaccines are safe, effective, necessary for economic and national security. When they put that in, then they're going to refer to that and say, therefore, we have to mandate these things without your informed consent. That's a very dangerous aspect of that. Thank you for pointing that out to us. That's H.R. 117. Was there anything else you wanted to say about that?
I wanted people to hear, and it recognizes the lack of vaccination can cause a public health crisis and that there is no credible evidence to show that vaccines cause life-threatening or disabling diseases in healthy children or adults. Now, my daughter has been disabled by a vaccine.
I'm sorry.
I know from personal experience that is not true.
Yes, yes. And we know from their own studies that it's not true. We know that we can just look at the bogus vaccine court and the billions of dollars that they paid out there to protect, and that kangaroo court process to protect the pharmaceutical companies. That is a very dangerous bill. Thank you for pointing that out to us, Karen. That's H.R. 117. That's in the U.S. Congress. It's been introduced by some communists from California, some authoritarian from California who wants to ram this down people's throats. It's a very important thing to stop that, the idea that vaccines are necessary, that there's nothing harmful about them, and that we have to force this. They're laying the groundwork right there for a mandatory vaccination. It's a full-out campaign. This is as much of a campaign as any gun control campaign that they ever did. This is setting the stage for a medical tyranny. We need to understand that, and we need to also go to the website that we were given by Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I don't have that website here anymore, but it'll be up on the video as we post it on YouTube. That will let you know what's being done at your state level. I think you'll have much more effect at shutting it down at the state level. And we need to start understanding that we can shut down these kind of federal tyrannies at the state level. Thank you, Karen. Let's move on to Terrence in Canada. Terrence, go ahead.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Hey, I wanted to make a point since the caller was talking about history. RT America posted an article of how the German puppet government put out new revised editions of the Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that how Germany has become a complete that country has been completely controlled. It's completely destroyed from what it was. Because I remember back when Hitler came into power, Germany was completely bankrupt, and he eventually devised a national credit program. And
what did they change about Mein Kampf? You said they put out a revised a historical version of that. What did they change about it?
Pardon me?
What did they you said they changed Mein Kampf? They put out a revised version of that? What did they change?
They revised it. I think they revised it and put a lot of anti-Hitler into it in his new Mein Kampf. That's what I saw in RT America.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, was there... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so, no, because what people don't understand is that, and I'm not pro-Hitler or anything, but he was better than the commies or the capitalists. Even though he was put in place by the very same people. He worked for the very same people, but he hated the Zionist Jews that controlled the banks because they were.
Yeah, I don't know that he was any better than the communists. I think they were both put in place by a lot of the same people, the bankers. But yeah, I don't know. Did you want to make a comment about vaccines?
Yes, I did actually. I had 2 points. No, when the doctor came on, Sherry, I think her name is Sherry. I can't remember her name. She made a point about the flu shots, and that I don't think too many people know this, but they should, that vitamin D is way more effective than the flu shot, and just natural home remedies that, and I noticed that's not on any of the major media outlets that, this is how you can avoid the flu, because it's going to take out of their profits. That's the thing. It's going to take, right.
And if people want to see how the government railroaded people into buying pharmaceutical products, intimidating them into giving their consent. Of course, now they say they don't even need our consent. They're just going to do it to us. Go back and look at that full 60 Minutes report that they did before the pharmaceutical companies owned all the major media companies. You can find that report about the swine flu vaccines in 1976. And, of course, Rob Dew did a great job putting that together with some other issues that have come up in a combination. So you can see that report on Alex Jones's channel. Thanks, Terrence. And I got to say, the argument that Hitler made the trains run on time is kind of like, so what? I could care less. And we need to adopt the attitude that my freedom, the respect for me as an individual is not up for sale for the sake of effectiveness, for national security purposes, to save my life. I don't care. If you give up your freedom for the promise of security, you're not going to get it. You never have. And people need to understand that whenever you see these authoritarian appeals, and understand that what we're talking about with vaccines is essentially removing informed consent. That was at the essence of what was going on in the